Wait, I gotta like almost like scoot up because the chair slides down. You don't give a shit about logistical problems. I got the I got the chair set up, but I got a table here, an extra chair to chill. Is this the angle? I'm not complaining. It's actually quite nice. Man, we have an action packed. We have an action pack. I promise you, this will not be a boring lounge of Richie on the deck. I know Sacco complained in the past saying, "Richie, I don't like this, Richie. Tonight, you're gonna like this, Richie. We got the Fuente, Don Carlos. Just gonna be a great action-packed cigar night, and I hope the fellas come on down. Because see, men are reliable. You could count on your brothers to save your life, or get you out of a jam, or help you to get in one. Women just got chocha. That's about it. So, anyways, we got a Johnny Carlos, perhaps the most utilized and overlooked of the. To even say is it a luxury cigar? And I dare say it is. Obviously, by price point, it's more, especially for small ones, in like a solid mid-tier category price point. But what's not luxury about Don Carlos? Is it the band? Fantastic band. The construction, an expensive Cameron wrapper. There's nothing. You would say though it is redundant that they would have the Hemingway lineup with all the Cameron sizes. I don't know, 8 sizes, and then they have a Donnie Carlos Cameron. And Don Carlos is all Cameron except till you get to I think some really high end Don Carlos like under the what was that brand? Prometheus. Then I think this is a Habano version, at the high end. But the point is though, but Hemingway though has the Cameroon, Sun Grown, and the Maduro. Now the winner in the Hemingway is all of them. They're all great, but the best would be Maduro. The second best would be the Cameroon, and the Sun Grown would be the least. But there's nothing bad about Don Carlos. It's a great time, and I'm hoping that the guys show up because Richie's doing some two for action. I don't know if you realize I'm not in the Corolla. I don't know if you can tell by the lighting or the fact that you don't hear any homeless people asking for change. We're on the deck. For the record, I'm not in a vehicle. So tonight we're gonna celebrate. Nice. Yeah. Think I'm back. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. We got some fresh fruit. Ooh. Smelling that choach, baby. Look at that. We got some fresh candy. We got some fresh candy. What we got here? We got some other desserts. We got a nice apple. We got some strawberries that are getting a little old, but they're still good. And one Italian chocolate wafer. We got a setup. We got a setup. We're doing one cigar, and no one's here. So Richie's gonna smoke the cigar, do the lounge, I'm not gonna do the lounge, and I guess that's about it. I guess it's all my regulars. Where you at? Where you at? Well, I know they're hiding the channel. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. They're hiding my show. It is what it is. I guess I'll get right to it because I don't have my charger out here, so I don't know how long that it will last. I don't know. I'm gonna lower my screen so that way the battery will last. Should really prolong the show as far as battery usage. Just bought this today, $12 Pennsylvania. So $12 is a solid mid-tier price. And in Pennsylvania, $12, you're going to get yourself a double of Robusto, pretty much a Toro. Looks like sub 6, about 5. And it is what it is. Is Sacco here? Is Sacco here? Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Soft, gentle heat is the way. Soft, gentle heat is the way. You gotta use soft, gentle heat. I can't stress it enough. Soft, gentle heat, baby. Yeah, you want soft, gentle heat. Wow. These matches are wet. Wet matches. Kind of like a dry snatch. It is what it is. Wet match is like a dry snatch. May your matches be dry and your snatches be wet. I don't know what to tell you. Yep, humidity's picking up now. It's time of year. And we got soft, gentle heat. I really want to take my time lighting up this very nice cigar. There's nothing bad to say about the Donnie Carlos. Not a strong cigar. Hey, what's up? What? Not a strong cigar, but it's a strong player in the Cameroon environment. In the Cameroon environment. Got a perfect draw. What a fantastic cigar. Wow. All my matches are getting wet. Right. Okay. We got that going. Hey, we're here. We set up the show, chilling out. Hope you're doing well. Fresh fruits. Salute. Here's to you. Here's to your balls. From the windows to the walls. To the sweat drips down your balls. Down these females crawls. Skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, wow. I never drink. You know the show. You never see Richie with a drink. We're celebrating tonight. Special night. Salute. We got the Don Carlos. We got some cheeks back here. Apparently, this happened at a Chicago hospital. But it must have been her friend or family videotaping, because clearly the nurses or doctors are not going to videotape you and post it. But she was twerking. She decided to twerk. Whatever was happening at the hospital, it was at a Chicago hospital, and she was getting that groove on, and it's going viral. She's out there twerking that thing. I gotta say, ratio-wise, that's a fat ass. That's what they would call yams. She got yams. Looks like two sweet potatoes. She's got it. She's got it. Where's Sacco? Cigars, medium strength off the bat, 65% darkness. Um, Don Carlos, in some ways, it almost feels like a light Habano cigar that's a Cameron wrapper, meaning it's really not a dark cigar at all. It's Don Carlos is one of the lighter, in the way it feels. It's lighter than Red Dot, and in some ways, I think the Hemingway Classico, depending on the size. And if you looked at it, sometimes the wrapper could look a little. In some ways, a little thicker. Depends, because the wrapper on this looks actually quite stretched. It does not look very thick for Cameroon. Not that Cameroons are all extremely thick, but you look at a Cohiba Red Dot Cameroon, and I'm telling you, that's a higher priming Cameroon. You look at Cohiba Red Dot, that's a stronger leaf. Cinnamon, but not as forward on the cinnamon as the Red Dot, but really nice cinnamon though. It's more of like a cinnamon sweetness than like a cinnamon spice. On the Red Dot, you get that cinnamon more of a cinnamon spice, tingling, lively. And look, I'm not here to tell you that smoke the Red Dot over the Don Carlos. These are all world standards in their own right to be respected. Obviously, visually, you could say, well, just go with, the Don Carlos is more respected because Fuente is, the better brand than General and Cohiba, right? Because those are just gimmick cigars, right? Those are just fake Cubans, right? And those are just mass produced, right? What do you think Fuente is not mass produced? Just because something mass produced doesn't mean it's going to be bad or good. Both are possible, right? Both are possible. Mercedes is mass produced. BMW is mass produced. Cadillac's mass produced. To say that they're not good would be a lie. To say that along the way, did they have some issues or was there recalls? I mean, anything can happen. But those brands have had major impacts on society. Also, I've had a lot of chocha in those kind of cars. Yeah. 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 What was my, believe it or not, well, I banged a lot in a Chevy 4-door Tahoe. It was a silver color, but they had a pewter silver, 1999 Tahoe, 5.7 liter small block 350 V8. What's up, bro? Yo, bro. I'll salute. Cheers to you. Clearly, we are not in the Corolla tonight. I couldn't fit all this fruit and vegetables. I'll salute. I'll salute. Here's the thing. Wherever I go, I try to blend in. I tried it. So I'm in Pennsylvania. I try to blend in. Um, did you know who I am? My father was born in Italy. He came over here when he was 4 years old in 1957. My grandfather was born in Italy, but my grandmother was actually born in Argentina because her father was in Argentina on business. He was Italian national, and he went to Argentina for business. And then, him and his wife, my great grandfather, on my grandmother's side, they had my grandmother, 19, I think 27 or 29. And then at a certain point, she moved back to Italy. So I was a dual national of. My grandmother was born in Argentina, grew up in Italy, and then around late 20s, almost 30, her and my grandfather and my dad moved from Italy to New York. So my grandmother was born in Argentina, but as a dual citizen of Italy and Argentina, moved back to Italy, survived World War II, hiding under floorboards, and then got married. And because she was Argentinian national, it was easier for them to get their green card to come move to New York, and become American citizens. So kudos to my great grandfather for coming to Argentina on a business trip, having a child with my great grandmother, making my grandmother, and that's how they got to America in the next generation. But my great grandfather never left Argentina. He stayed there on business. I think he had he had some young Argentina side chick because my great grandfather, my grandmother's father, he had my grandmother in Argentina. She was born. The mother and my grandmother moved back to Italy, and he stayed there on business and never came back. He was clapping cheeks in Argentina. And that's that. Anyways, my father grew up in Little Italy, Chinatown. My grandfather worked for G&G Cement. And my father worked with them for a little while, under 10 years. And then he became a union electrician. At first non-union. And then the union shook down my uncle's company. They sent down union guys, mob guys, to first make offers to go union because he was taking work from the electrical union. And he said, go fuck yourself. And they kept on making offers. And then they then they sent down 2 guys to a scrapyard. And they came down there with pipes, bats. And my uncle took off. And they chased my uncle to the corner. And then he said, fuck it. He turned around. And then he ran to them. He's like, fuck. He's like, oh, at least I'll get one of you guys. Fuck. So they started tussling a little bit. But then they told us, no, look, we just want to come join us. Come join the union. You know what I'm saying, though? And they said, hey, we'll even give your guys union cards. No apprenticeship. Go straight to the union. Because he was taking work away from the union. But he played ball. And so he went union. So my uncle went union. Down in the scrapyard with guys with baseball bats and sticks. And that was that. And then my father worked for that union. Till my uncle lost his business because he trusted the wrong person. That person swindled his money in the 90s. But my father then, because he was a union member, went to a different company. And that was that. 27 years, he retired. Me, back in the day, I got 4 years, almost 5 years in that same union. It's a long story. I'm not going to go why I don't work there anymore. That's in the past. And I'm not going to admit to anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to admit to anything. Because it's done, it's closed, expunged, sealed, thrown away. Never happened. Anyways, but here I am, a free man, minding my business. Boy, did I learn my lesson. Minding my sweet motherfucking business. I even mind my business for my ideas. Emotions, none of my business. Somebody pisses me off, hey, that's not my business. Your mind's like, what did he fucking say to you? Back in the day, what'd you say? Now, if somebody says something I don't like, that's not my business. Because it's completely, you're going to go out of business if you listen to those thoughts. If you care when somebody disrespects you, you're going to go out of business. And I'm not saying most people are just full of shit. No one's going to talk shit to me. You ain't going to do nothing. What are you going to do? Say, give the guy the finger? There's a certain class of men. It goes down the lineage. Big balls creates more big balls. I got a giant sack. I got an 8-inch cock with a giant sack. Before I got a lot of testosterone. Here's what it is. Then you throw in the boot when I was younger, 5 years in the Marines, volunteered for war, didn't have to go in the war. Didn't have to go in the Marines, didn't have to go in the war. I volunteered for both. Because when the war was happening, I was at my unit in Brooklyn. And it was a reserve unit, and they weren't activated. Because they already were activated before I joined that unit. So, but I kept on volunteering, and they attached me to the first MLG out of Camp Pendleton. And there you go. And I got medevaced out of the war, medically separated, and the time was done. Then you come home, and then you got some anger problems, readjustment. You do some. It's okay. We're gonna pay for some therapy. You do some therapy. Those things are still there, but you find a way. You find a way. Hooked on handcuffs. Allegedly might have worked for you anyways. So the thing it is what it is. It's all true, But the thing is, though, so my father was up from, let's just say Miami. He's very close to Miami. He was up visiting, and we had a great time. dinners and cooked them breakfast. And we went to little trips here and there and some beautiful nature stuff. And just had a great time. He, got stuff in my place. We had a great time. The thing with that. And so at the end of the day, we had a great time. And we had a great time. But he decided to pass down something. There's two things that are sacred to my family. Some he gave to my brother. But this was my grandfather's cross. And my grandfather was connected, like I said, with the Gambinos. And my grandfather, this was his cross. And this was his ring. And now it's mine. Now it's mine. 1970s. Now it's mine. And you'd have to come kill me to get this. It belonged to my grandfather, who had a very difficult life. And it took him from 1945, after the war, in World War II, in Italy, to 1957, 12 years to save $200 so they could try to get to America. Then he slept on the floor for a year at his cousin's house until he got his paperwork right. And then worked for the Gambinos in the cement business for over 20, 25 years. So, for him to have this and retire with a house in Long Island in a Cadillac, coming here with nothing. I mean, you got two kids and one chest full of clothes, $200 in 1957. That's nothing. But what do you have? Hope, dream, and balls. He had balls. And my father, he grew up in Italy, but he born in a better time. Born in a better time. Grew up in America, 1950s, 60s. Child of promise. My father was too young for Vietnam, right on the edge. Got to grow up in disco, hippies, little young for hippies. Probably, right around the disco time. He had a great time. God bless us. Salute. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So this is mine now. So I salute to my grandfather, Nono. My Nono Chiles. I salute. This woman in the background, whatever. It's a distraction. I salute. And it is what it is. She's got a big fat ass. I got to change the news. What's she next at 10? What does this say here? Somebody found a VHS cassette, and it said, "Fuck me where I stink." Obviously, I would never watch this movie. Can you imagine finding a VHS cassette that said, "Fuck me where I stink"? What's wrong with people? What was happening? What was happening? What was happening? What was happening? We're at a medium plus right here, but has a very light, airy feel. The finish, though, is long enough, not super long, and the finish is not super heavy, but it's long and heavy enough compared to how strong the cigar is. It's quite nice. Nuts, cinnamon, more cedar than charred wood. Just quite a little toasty, 65% darkness, but the whole vibe is extremely smooth, almost a little elegant and a little floral note. So Don Carlos is fantastic. I don't like this news story. Next at 10. What do we got here? Oh, what was this guy said? Oh, this guy was 451. What does it say? What does it say? It says when you shit fart, his jizz out your ass in the toilet getting. Bro, I don't know what are these sodomites doing? Who's flexing on that? Who is going on TikTok Who's first off? You should be wearing jimmies. Who's going on TikTok after taking a meat pie raw up the back choach, and then bragging about blowing what the Sodom and Gomorrah. Keyword Sodom. There was literally warnings from thousands of years ago when a whole town is unnatural. Uncle Larry. Unnatural. Hey, Uncle Larry, how you doing? Salute. Salute. Excellent. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening here. What are people doing? KB, what is this? I guess they're saying that her chocha is blown out. Do you think it's blown out? I don't know. It's none of my business. I'll tell you what, it's kind of humid out right now. It's a little moist. Man, look at this big piece of cantaloupe, huh? Yeah. You know, I heard someone say the other day, they said, how are dads a deadbeat dad? A deadbeat dad is a dad that leaves and doesn't pay child support. A deadbeat dad. But why isn't a mother a deadbeat mom when she has an abortion? Because now the baby's dead. The heart stopped beating. If a dad is a deadbeat dad for not paying child support, shouldn't the mother be a deadbeat mom by ending the baby's heartbeat? Everyone talks about that man ain't shit. He's a deadbeat dad. Maybe when mommy kills you in an abortion, it's health care. No, you're a deadbeat mom. How did you fit that sausage in the ring? Well, it was, yeah, it is what it is. It is actually a big ring. It is a big ring. Yeah, it's Caesar. Medium plus, black pepper, light amount of cinnamon, little nutty, little cedar, little bready toastiness, a little floral notes. It's very airy like, um, extremely smooth. Um, I go back and forth, and I've said before where there's times where I'd rather just save my money and get the Hemingway signature uh, for less money or the same. Um, and I'll stand by that at times, yeah. But by no means do I not love Don Carlos. Just, I guess the way I look at it is I love Hemingway and Don Carlos a lot, both of them. And with the Hemingway, it's a little cheaper and more available, and you'll get a bigger version for like less money compared between the Hemingway Don Carlos. So what I'm saying is I love both the Hemingway and Don Carlos. I've been smoking them over 10 years. But I get more for my money. That's all I'm saying. In time with the Hemingway. So what's wrong with that? Well, let me know what you guys would choose. Would you choose Don Carlos or would you choose Hemingway? I mean, we talking about one night? Are we talking about forever? Or do you love them both? I love them both. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think the Hemingway's availability and the Hemingway's price, I think it makes it a little more enjoyable to love. It's easy to love. They're both easy to love. But if I had to choose, if I had to only choose one, I love them both. But if you said, hey, only one, Hemingway Signature or Don Carlos Double Robusto, for the rest of my life, meaning I had to smoke the same cigar, I'd probably go with the Hemingway. But here's the thing too, Uncle Larry. Like right there, it just hit. The finish got longer and stronger. There's nothing. I love the Don Carlos too. Like, there's nothing bad about Don Carlos at all. You know what I'm saying, though? Now, we're not talking about Don Carlos Personal Reserve. If you go to Don Carlos Personal Reserve, that's a better cigar. That's a better cigar. Don Carlos Personal Reserve. You can't compare that to Don Carlos or Hemingway. But Don Carlos Personal Reserve is $20. It's $20 Pennsylvania style. Now, this is a great cigar. Let me see here. Wow. This is a juicy melon. That's what she said. Oh, man, I'm having a good time with this. Wowza. That might be the juiciest melon I've ever had. It's almost too juicy. I'm going to make a mess. I'll have to come back to it. I don't know what's going on with Sacco. Yeah, price. Of course, price is a factor. Yeah. I think when both cigars are the same price, it might get a little more complicated. But when both cigars are loved, and one cigar is, about 20% more, I would say Don Carlos is about 20% more, depending on the size. And here's the thing, too. Small Don Carlos, you go from a Corona Don Carlos to Robusto, it goes up a little bit. But when you go to like a number two, when you go to larger Don Carlos or the Shark, price goes up a lot. Price goes up a lot.
Richie, what's up, man?
How's your balls, huh?
How's your
It's none of your business.
yeah? Then your business has my balls. Not like you care. Nobody cares, man.
You're right. You sound like a smart man. Salute.
Okay, my coffee is brewing. I'm making bread. Bread maker. Meet the bread baker.
Right.
What are we smoking today?
Dina Reed. Dina Reed.
Under the whatever flex.
Get down there.
See how every day I have to open this to get a cigar to smoke.
A lot of work, man. You okay? You should call the
I
police.
know, dude.
You should call the police.
Remember?
Yeah, man. You okay? You need some money?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Who doesn't? I need a couple of mil, not too much.
Couple of million.
Here's one. What are we smoking, Richie? Well, let's do a low city. Fuck it.
Doing Don Carlos. Okay.
Okay, yeah. This Casa Fuente is way better than.
Uh, in Lost City.
Hell yeah. In my opinion, I love them.
I'm gonna say this. I think Lost City is the most hated Opus X. It just doesn't matter. When you make a cigar, right? You could use the same amount of time or more, even more expensive tobacco, more selection. It doesn't mean it's going to be more accepted or popular or better. You know what I'm saying, though? Like it's kind of like a masterpiece. You could have, the same artist, Sacco, and he draws two great pictures, and he might think one picture is better than the other, but society loves the other picture. It just doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? So the Lost City, at the end of the day, right? If you have five kids, it's always going to be your favorite and the least favorite. Period. Well, within Opus X, I'm telling you right now, Lost City is the least favorite Opus X. I promise you that. I don't know why. I'm just telling you.
Like, if you compare to Cohiba, as a as a, like Opus is a brand, like a Cohiba is a brand. Which Cohiba would the Lost City you put it at? I mean, forget the Spectre and M. So right, because those are way better, I think, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah. I mean, fuck. See, Cohiba as a brand has less range than Fuente, because Fuente goes down to curly head. Are you talking about just Opus X as a brand, just the Opus X category? I think probably Lost City probably would be there with the Cohiba Royale or the Weller. Like nobody really cares about the Weller or the Royale, but they're important cigars. They're part of their portfolio. Um, I don't see a lot of stores selling the Royale. Well, I don't see any guys really smoking it. However, though, the Royale is Cohiba's strongest cigar, but it doesn't mean that everyone loves that cigar. Does that make any sense?
I totally forgot about that, bro. Yeah, I love
No,
Royale.
Cohiba Royale. I'm glad it exists, and I smoked it about 3 times.
Excellent.
You got a box? It's a nice box, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's a strong cigar for any brand. You know,
Yeah, for soft gentle hit. Is that Richie approved?
they,
KB, what's up? Caleb. Hey, Uncle Larry. How you guys all doing?
Kid Rock smokes the short story. Yeah, dude, I just bought a couple. Dude, short story is a go-to for like a road trip or like going to New York because I can smoke some of my brother or Johnny Stash, and they're not that expensive, and you can enjoy the cigar, and you always it's still Fuente. You can have a good time.
Only Fuente is Fuente.
I think when it comes to like short story and Don Carlos, Hemingway's, I think Fuente gives you a lot for the money. Like Hemingway, saying that at MSRP, yeah, it's actually, or even like a Neho at MSRP, $15, $16. I mean,
Uh, Don Carlos Aniversario, with X. Yesterday I was smoking that even like way better than this.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like that Lost City or I wouldn't smoke it because I will.
It's a good cigar.
But but would you rather have regular Opus X or Lost City? Regular.
Opus X is more, yeah, yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
mean, I
saying.
would prefer regular Opus X.
Would you rather have Lost City or Angel Share?
Um, Probably Angel Share. Yeah, it's more floral, yeah.
You know what I think it is too? Do they make a Lost City in a small size?
I've only seen them like in regular toro and bellicoso. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
I wonder if we tried it in like a Corona, would it be different?
Sure, yeah, you change the size, you change the.
We got another one, Sacco.
Nice.
We're having a good time tonight, Sacco.
Yeah. All right, well, sounds good.
We had fresh cantaloupe.
You in the roll
You think I'm drinking beer in the Corolla?
uh, uh,
I should do, Sacco. When I do lounge up here on my deck, I'll take a picture of the inside of the Corolla and use it as the background, and I'll be drinking.
uh, yeah, that's a prank. uh, yeah, that's when the people like covering up the speedometer when they're like driving. Yeah,
Yeah, let me see next to 10. Let's see what I got here. Um, what do you think? Do you think she loves him? This guy was a millionaire. Do you think she fell in love?
yeah, yeah, I can tell. For a short period of time, maybe. Yeah. how long? How long? How long he lasted? I wonder in the marriage.
I think 6 months.
That's it.
She was sucking old man cock right before he died, and she got all the money. And the family, the children got so mad. She got a lot of money.
She the one who took care of the man in his last days. What are you gonna do?
Hey, only Fuente's Fuente, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Turkey 102. I remember that, Uncle Larry. Turkey 102. 101. Yeah. Bacardi 151.
Wild turkey? Hold
Yeah.
on a second. Let me tell you some stuff. That's crazy. Because you know me, I'm very superstitious. Um, Tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of my mother dying, right? Tomorrow. But about a week before my mother died, she was at home, like hospice, just at home, like, not doing well. And my mother was such a beautiful lady and she was a dancer, ballet teacher, so very, just like a princess, So always like a lady and very dainty, very positive, happy, always dancing and singing. So at the end, though, obviously it was very sad, and I'd never seen my mother like that, and it was difficult. And in the end, she just wanted to die because she was in so much pain. And so one day, I just came home from work and I heard her tell my father, "Please, just kill me. I don't want to live no more. I can't take the pain. Please, just I can't." She was in so she died a few days later. She couldn't take the pain from the liver cancer. So, anyways, I heard her saying that, but I just walked in the house. I never heard my mother say something like that. But that's where I knew when someone really gets that sick, Sacco, death is a gift. God gives us death because when you get that sick, death is a you at a certain point, even when you love someone, the body can't take any more pain. You know what I'm saying? At the end of you understand. You've had people you love pass. At a certain point, it's good to see them go because they're in so much pain. It's misery. And anyways, so I left the house. I didn't know how to process. I was young, 21. I didn't know how to process that. Hear my mother wanting to die because she's in so much pain. I went to my local bar and I went in there and I said, "What's the strongest shit you got?" And he said, "Wild turkey." I said, "Give me the fucking bottle." Just whoom, 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 whoom. I don't even, would say easily 20, right? Finally, the guy said, "Bro, what's going on?" And I told him, what happened, And he's like, bro, we gotta cut you off. And then the next memory I have, it was the next day, and they put me in my truck, but they put the keys, thank God, in the bed, and I was still in the bar parking lot. But it was the next day, like 8 in the morning, and there was just a cop looking at me. I didn't in his car, and I look at him, but my windows were open, and so I look at myself. I look outside my car door, the truck. The truck door window was open, but there was just puke on the outside of my door. You know what I'm saying? So I look up and I get out of the car and he gets out. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I didn't drink and drive." He's like, "No, I know." I was like, "I don't even have the keys." He's like, "No, you're good." He's like, "Are you okay?" And I told him what happened, and but no, I didn't have the keys, and so it was fine. And but I guess the lights were on the whole night, and the cop helped me jump. The cop helped me jump the battery, and then I went home. But anyways, when he said wild turkey,
Used to drink. Yeah, I used to drink white.
what I'm saying is the timing of him saying that, the connection of wild turkey and my mother passing. There's a connection. You understand what I'm saying, though?
That's the first bourbon I've ever had. Like when I came to US, we had like whiskey back then. We had like black label this and that, red label in Armenia, USSR, right? And but now you have everything. So yeah, when I came to US, and I was at the bar and somebody said, "Oh, this is American bourbon." I have heard of it, but I never, heard any. So that was my first bourbon.
Tell you something. Wild turkey will hit you hard. Wild turkey. Wild turkey will hit you hard. Salute. Salute.
Bread is cooking.
Nice. What kind of bread?
Huh?
What kind of bread?
Sourdough.
Nice.
Oh, today Richie not mad. Today doesn't say fuck your bread.
You want me to tell you?
How's the cigar? Is this the consistent?
Every time Fuente is Fuente. Doesn't disappoint. I don't think I've ever had Fuente not be Fuente. Don Carlos. It's Don Carlos. I love Don Carlos. It feels more powdery than syrupy. The Hemingway is a little more syrupy, but like obviously Opus X, you get more syrupy flavor. Um, but I think kind of like Hemingway and Don Carlos are very similar, obviously close in price point. That you could enjoy them both. If you like Don Carlos, you're gonna like.
What I think, what I think it is with this, with Low City, because they grow the tobacco off season, so it's not that much sun, I guess, and it's not that much like uh, juice flowing through the leaves, and it becomes like milder cigar overall, with flavors and with power.
Oh, I never thought. I never thought that cigar was weak though.
Flavors, it's not as full flavor as
You're saying though, is the whole cigar or just the wrapper? They grow the whole cigar in one yield.
Apparently, they did the whole cigar. Dude, I don't even know. There's so much like not very many technical stuff. Oh man, we're babysitting.
Oh, you're babysitting.
Yeah. Ava. My daughter is in Florida.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So the baby.
your wife's got her hands full. She's watching the baby.
Yeah. Her, me, whoever makes it. She's constipated a little. Anybody knows any natural ways to make baby
Give her some prune juice.
prune juice? Yeah, just do the prunes with make it juicy and then let her have it.
I'm gonna change the news now.
That,
Well, I don't know. I feel bad changing the stories now with the baby crying.
don't worry.
It doesn't feel right. The news is just for the guy.
Wow, hold on, bro.
I can't. I can't. Richie's got feelings too, so I don't know. I can't. I can't. I can't do that. I can't be funny. I can't do the news with a baby crying. It's a. These got rules. I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Oh shit! Salute. Got my fruit. I can't believe how moist it is out right now. Fresh fruit, baby.
Oh man. Wow.
Oh, never heard of that one. I remember you got Cuddy Shark. Was it Cuddy Shark or Cuddy Shark or something like that? That's an old whiskey. And then you get the Dimple Pinch. Uh-uh. I think Sacco. Should we let you go, Sacco? I feel bad. Sacco's in like a force. Sacco's got his hands full.
Yeah, yeah, they changed the whole number. What's the one? What was it? What's up? What's up? Oh my God, the kid. What do you think?
That's Fred.
Wish you can smell it.
My, wow. I feel bad for the baby. Is she okay?
Oh, oh my God. Wow.
Dickel whiskey. I don't remember that one. You know what I'm a big fan of? I'm a big fan of Alberfeldy 12. Albalore, I think. And then I also like, I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of Dewar's 12. Dewar's 12 Scotch blended. Dewar's 12 is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with mixed whiskey. The Dewar's 12 mixed whiskey. I'll tell you, it drinks like a more expensive.
Dang. Yeah.
Sacco, I mean, is the baby going to be okay?
Yeah, she just wants to be carried all the time. Yeah. See, because yeah, my daughter doesn't teach her to self-soothe. She's always like carrying her, and I keep telling her just let the baby, self-soothe, and so she don't get used to that. But she goes, it's the first. Okay.
Gonna do. When did she come back? Oh, you got 2 more days.
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. When I'm like, I'm not smoking a cigar, you know, carrying her, but how long you want to carry a baby like that's, never going to end.
You got to get like a pouch to carry the baby.
Yeah.
It's not good. If you get a pouch with like a bubble, then you can smoke a cigar and she won't.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I have my hood on here and the smoke doesn't go into the house.
It must be a strong ventilation to do that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's pretty strong.
Electric bill must be $25.
15. I have solar too, so it doesn't hurt as much. Wow. Okay, so Richie, this the show stops when I leave. Just go on, bro. See, this is the thing.
I stopped the news because I didn't.
Okay, you want me to get off so we can go
No,
on
no,
with
no,
the
no, no,
show?
no.
I'll be in the comments.
Back to the news. I felt I didn't want to do the news while you were dealing with the crying baby. It didn't feel.
Nobody wants to hear Saco problems. It's not a problem though, but
I'm just saying though. But I'm not. Was it? Why don't you shut the fuck up, okay?
okay, yalla.
All right. Next at 10. Next at 10. Okay. Scientists research said they found an Indian woman in America, a Native American, but she's white. They're saying, they're saying that the original Native Americans were white. Uh, hey,
Well, actually, they came like from Bering Sea, from
Vikings,
Siberia.
the Vikings.
Not the Vikings, dude. The Siberia. Vikings are not Bering Sea. Vikings are the other side.
Soccer. I'm gonna get a casino now. I'm Native American. I'm getting a casino. Yeah.
Go. Vikings. Next at 10.
Next at 10. Oh, this happened in Europe. This person, they were saying this person, Sacco, these people need to be put off a cliff. It was a class, and they're trying to teach people to accept people that are pedophiles. Can you imagine these people by the trying to teach people to accept people that are pedophile? These people should be put right.
That how is that? And then whoever teaches is a pedophile?
Oh, she was teaching people to accept how to accept pedophiles as part of our community.
Uh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Where is this? Germany?
it was somewhere in Europe, but they were trying
Probably
to
probably Holland.
bro.
Only Holland with this shit.
Yeah, bro, those people should go right off a cliff. Right off a cliff. Next at 10. What does this say? What does this say? I don't even know what it says. Hold on. Oh, we already saw this one. Okay. We already saw that one. We've seen this one. Oh, nice. All right. Man, that bread's looking nice, Sacco. Is it? Is the bread that hot? Is it hot? How hot is it? Wow, shit. Better let that bread cool down. You don't want to burn your mouth. So, anyways, Lily Phillips is doing a tour in Ireland, and we're not talking about a song and dance. This woman here is going to local cities, and the men in that local city, if you get an STD test, did you see this, Sacco? So, women now all throughout America and Europe, they're going on tour. You see this? You know what kind of tour? Like like if you're doing a band or a show. Do you know what kind of tour it is?
Oh, oh. So that okay,
So
and
she your town and you buy tickets and everyone in the town gets to bang her.
it says Taco froze up. I don't know if it's fixed or not. My Wi-Fi is pretty bad probably here.
So can you imagine? Can you imagine going on tour to sleep with like 10,000 people in like 2 months?
Dude, how long you have to wait in a line for
Oh,
a
dude,
week?
they'll do 100 to 500 a night.
I don't know, dude.
Nah, Sacco, it's not.
Does she have a buffer or you gotta start from zero?
I don't care if everyone gets a check and everyone's wearing jimmies. That's not fresh, bro. You can't be doing 500 people a week, 1,000 people a week. Come on, bro. I mean, how much damage? That's not normal, bro. I mean, Sacco, come on. Imagine one woman taking 1,000 different guys in a week. Is that normal?
Oh,
No, no, it's not normal.
no, it's not. I don't know. No, I don't know, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah, bro. I mean, yeah. But anyways, that's yeah. So she's going, but it's just funny they're making it like a concert. A band when they go on tour. She's going on tour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah.
Can you imagine Sacco if celebrities start doing this? Imagine a celebrity because if they want to make more money, they just go on tour and let everyone. Imagine like an actress. Like a famous actress. She starts going on tour to make money.
Well, I mean, so she, I mean, you can consider her as a celebrity, right?
Yeah, a lot of special effects, CGI. Next at 10.
I want to go.
Think about this, Sacco.
Oh, that's
Right?
definitely a no.
That's not. Yeah, yeah. That, that's not for me.
It's that 10.
Yeah, that's not for me.
No, no. Maybe without tattoos, but yeah, no.
That's a dude. That's a dude.
Yeah, I know that's a dude.
Oh yeah, this was disgusting. Sacco, this woman is famous because she takes milkshakes and she farts in the milkshake and drinks it, and then she almost throws up.
Stays in a milkshake.
Oh, it will. If you fart into a glass of liquid or any kind of liquid and drink it right away, oh yeah, that fart is in the milkshake. Oof, 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 oof. Can you imagine a sweet vanilla milkshake with fart?
First hour. Okay, probably the chicken was. Well, I don't know. I'm moving away from the news.
But Sacco,
Maybe the chicken was natural.
yeah, but Sacco, okay, what's worse, Sacco? Doing this or putting it on the internet for everyone to see? Which one's worse?
I think the worst one is making a news out of it. You know, I mean that's what she's doing, so she can get more views in all the platforms. So we're kind of like
Even worse. No,
helping her to do that.
but Sacco, doing that to yourself is terrible. Videotaping it, put on the internet, even worse. But you know what the worst thing is? Normalizing degenerate behavior. Because everything they put on TikTok is degenerate. So all these young people just look what happened this week in Pennsylvania. The woman, they got to road rage, they got out of the car, fuck you, fuck you. And so the woman lifted up her dress and she shit on the other person.
But you know what the funny thing is? Like when you were growing up, there was no such these things, right? And now, like, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse as you grow up. So let's say you have another 50, 60 years of life. You're just gonna talk about this because it's gonna get worse.
Gonna happen, Sacco. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. When the whole society, Sacco, whether you believe in God or not, godly principles. When you turn away from a good society and everyone's doing bad things, this is what happens. Because once we all start being bad, there's no end. Shitting on cars, going on tour, 10,000 cocks a week. Why not? Farting in milkshakes. Why not? Everything is bad. You understand? Sodom, Sodom, baby.
Well, bro, I ain't gonna explain to your kids, Caleb. There is no way. I mean, you know, the school teaches different. Whatever you explain.
No, Sacco.
Yeah. So it's gonna get worse. I mean, that's not gonna go away. We're gonna have more platforms. I mean, in the future, more places to see all that shit. So it's gonna be everywhere in your brain. They're gonna put a chip, and it's gonna be in your brain all day.
My brain. Not in my brain. Next to 10. What do you think about this? Too much?
You like move all that.
Look how it's bigger than the door. A
Or
door, a door is like 3.5 feet wide. It's bigger than the door.
no. Yeah. I mean, holy shit. If she born with it though, what is she gonna do?
Boy with this, bro. She's eating it, bro.
Top portion is not that.
No, no, no. The top portion is big. It's just, listen, bro. She's 550 pounds. So she would eat all your brain.
Well, at least, bro, she's eating. She doesn't have to worry about it.
This is the zoom out. Look what happens when you zoom in. It's so much. Look at that. Holy
Uh,
taco. Taco. How is it fresh? How is it fresh?
can be, dude. I mean, by the time like you get out of the shower, that's not fresh.
turn around in the shower.
Big shower. I mean, if she was in an apartment, forget about it.
She's got to go to the car wash.
Drive through.
Next at 10. How about that? This is a little more reasonable. That's reasonable.
Most important, she's digging for food. Oh my god, man. Yeah, dude, that's too much. Too much weight.
Too much. Sacco, I think if she farted near the gas stove, the whole neighborhood would be gone.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all the MacGyvering she needs.
Because look, Sacco, an oven's pretty big. I mean, that's like ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You know.
There's no.
Oh, what do you got? The 1%. Well,
Opa.
yalla. We see next at 10.
10.
What do we got? Oh, this is Richie's apartment. Look at my couch now. Nice, right?
You live in large now. It's a Florida thing. Some pictures on the wall. Oh man.
Table.
So is that living room, family room, or you have one?
Got 2 bedrooms and the living room. I used to have my bed on the floor there, but now I'm civilized.
You want to clean?
Well, I clean all my floors every day, and I mop twice a week. I, you know, I keep everything nice and clean. And these is like blankets and pillow covers. I can wash them. Well, here's the thing, Sacco. I don't sit on the couch. I don't use it.
What do you say? Why not?
I save that for company. That's not for me.
Oh, okay. So Gio,
Couch are for weak people. I sit in a chair by myself. I don't sit.
weak people. They were done before. Yeah, it's the casting couch. You
I
can't
don't
say that's a sacred couch.
saying if I'm home by myself, I'm not sitting on the couch. No.
So how far is the river from your house? Walking distance?
Oh yeah, 1,000 feet.
Oh, shit, that's nice. You should get into fishing, man. I mean, if it's 1,000 feet, you can just go there, stand there, smoke a cigar, and Are there any people fishing? What fish is there in the river?
People. The river is so big. The river is hundreds of miles. It goes throughout the whole state. It goes up to upstate New York, and it goes down. It goes down to Maryland. What do you think about this?
Trout. Yeah.
Do you think it's their boat or someone else's boat?
But I mean, if maybe one's not all of them boats.
An old rich man's boat. Think they're fresh?
Yeah, my buddy is inviting us to Miami yacht. Miami, and he's going to have a party on his yacht.
Gonna go or no?
I don't think so.
Too much.
I gotta bake bread, dude.
Chewy says it's an OnlyFans boat.
Yeah. So OnlyFans. There's like
P, did you see the PG? These girls aren't buying a boat. They don't know how to drive a boat. They don't have a boat license. They wouldn't even. No.
everybody's coming out of the hiding, man. The news must be good.
Step dead. Okay. Well, this woman, they took all the skin from her legs. Um, so hold on a second. Uncle Larry, Uncle Larry, are you still talking about the boat? I changed stories.
Okay.
Larry, did you mess up? Uncle Larry, did you mess up?
Said it yesterday, Uncle Larry here.
Oh, he's talking about that?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
That's the starter, my sourdough starter.
Okay, so he didn't mess up. Okay, Uncle Larry's okay.
So in a few days, I'm keeping it in the fridge.
So
Yeah.
that's how you,
In a few days, it will grow again, and I make more bread. I use 200 gram for 1,000 gram flour.
we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide.
And that's that.
Look at this. This woman, look how much skin Sako they took from her legs. You know why?
Those skin, what appendage? What is that appendage?
The woman wanted to have her own penis. So they
Oh, that's what it is.
yeah, so they made her a penis out of her leg, out of skin.
But yeah.
Why? Sako, how big is this cock gonna be? Look at this thing.
Technically, you can call it a cock. It's appendage, basically. Whatever that bit. Right?
I mean, Sako, I mean, how do you tell your doctor you want to do this? How do you tell your doctor, I want a dick, and you're a woman?
The doctor suggested, and the doctors make money. Well, the doctors don't give a shit.
But here's the thing: who's gonna want a woman with a fake dick?
Or maybe there was already someone. How do you know? You know?
Women aren't happy with real dick. Do you think women are gonna be happy with fake dick?
No, bro. I don't know how that works. Next attempt. Yalla. Oh, grandma's flexing too, dude. See, in social media, everybody's flexing. Imagine like 30 years ago, you see, I mean,
5 years ago. Sacco, 5 years ago, my grandmother was alive. She watched Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. She made socks, knitting. She cooked pasta. She clipped coupons. She drank wine, ate bread, complained. Do you think she would be doing this? What is happening? What is happening?
that's it. So dumb. So dumb.
I mean, Sacco, this is insane. And Sacco, you should have seen the comments. Everyone liking the picture. The comments were terrible.
Now another thing, the dog is scratching the door. Hold on. I mean, you go home.
PG, this is not fun. It's degenerate. This is degenerate. She has grandkids. She has children. Can you imagine the grandkids seeing their grandmother doing this? No. Uh, now that's funny. What is going on? In the words of Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Hmm. Sacco's making bread. So what am I going to give this Don Carlos double Robusto at $12 Pennsylvania, 4.7? It's a very good cigar. It's an amazing cigar. I mean, Don Carlos, it's available. I'd say it's a luxury cigar. I mean, I think Don Carlos Double Robusto is a grand time. Yes, is there better Fuentes? Sure. But the Rare Pink's going to cost you more money. The Anejo is going to cost you more money. The Casa Cuba is going to cost you more money. Cuba. No, that wasn't called the Casa Cuba is going to cost you more money. Um, Obviously, Opus X is going to cost more money. So the Don Carlos, I think it's a I think it's a very fair priced luxury cigar. Do you fudge your allowance? Casa Cuba? No, not for no $12. No, no, no. Casa Cuba's around $12 here, give or take, depending on the size. Next, that's it. What does this say? Is it justified to bust a nut? I don't even know. Could you guys read this and give me an answer? You got 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. Give me an answer. Hey, Sako, I want your answer. What do you think about this question?
See what is his name? Is it justified to bust a nut in a McChicken? Yeah, I can see. Are we still waiting for an answer?
Yeah, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, Sako, I truly think we're not in reality anymore. I think once they went to 5G, the world's over. We're not living. You understand? I think reality's gone. I think reality's gone. Sako, did you hear Kanye West's new song?
I haven't even heard his old songs.
We're not living in reality anymore. Yesterday, Kanye West released a song, and the song says the N word, but the song says the N word, and then it says "Hail Hitler." What the hell's going on? How is this a song,
Yeah.
dude? I don't think we're in reality. I think World War III already happened. I think we already got hit by the nuclear bomb, and we just don't know where
Yeah,
we're gone.
yeah, yeah. We're done.
We're already
I
done.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean,
Love it.
Saka, we got yeah, yeah, bro. We're in the afterlife. This is bizarre. You
Have you ever Googled the Ganges River in India?
it's terrible.
Oof. Well, they shit in that water. They burn people. I mean, they bathe their washing clothes, and like 2 million people live in a small place there somewhere. Uh,
Sako,
oh yeah, yeah.
Sako. I really think what happened was World War III happened, and we all died in a nuclear bomb. But God can't prosecute. You know, when you die, you got to get judged. Too many people died at once, so we're all stuck in the purgatory, like we're waiting. So everyone's just yeah,
Yeah, in a waiting period.
bro. This
Yeah.
oh.
No more warranty.
Dude, Sako, nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing, nothing, nothing.
Thing never made sense anyway, but
Was growing up, life made sense. You went to school, you either got a job or you went in the service. Then you came home, you met a girl, you got a job, and you had a family.
you're young, you know.
You had a family. Then you retired and you went to Florida, and that's it. That was it. And shit's over. Sako, listen to me. Listen to me. Fast food, Domino's, Applebee's, Fridays, they're doing financing now. I saw in New York City, it said, come get your appetizers, come get your wings. No money, no credit, no problem. They're doing loans at Applebee's. Loans. Sako, we're in hell. Imagine going to Applebee's and you got,
They're trying to save Applebee's from closing down.
Sako, what happens when you don't pay? Who's going to collect? Are they going to call Richie? I got to go collect the money. You got the fucking money. You owe Applebee's $343. Where's my fucking money? Where's
On the end, they're claiming that as a loss in their taxes, so it doesn't matter. They said they're not selling it to you; they're selling it to the government.
go? Did you hear what I just said? Domino's is doing financing. That should I shouldn't even say those two words at the same time. Pepperoni pizza and APR. You understand APR? You know money. Domino.
It's a shitty pizza, but it tastes good, I guess. But I don't know.
Sacco, I'll say it again. Domino's is doing finance.
Man, fuck, I get it. Domino's doing financing.
Sacco, we're dead. We're in the afterlife. This is hell. We're all
Domino's, you get the Domino's like 3 large pizza. It's $100. You do need the financing to buy Domino's. 1 large pizza, bro. After everything said and done, is like $50. Yeah, and if you're living in a $3,000-4,000 a month salary, you know, it becomes a financing. Not in PA. I mean, maybe the same amount will take you a little further in PA, but here, forget it. Next to 10.
that's it. Well, this is Richie's my grandfather's chain. It's a beautiful chain. Now it's mine. Passed down. It was in the family 50 years. My grandfather's, then my father's, and now it's mine until I die. That's I think that's news, you know. It's special to me. I mean, the fact that he wore this back in the 70s and 80s when he was with the gang.
See, if you were a drug addict, that would have been exchanged with drugs now.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, 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 the truth hurts, but it is what it is. Hold on, let me turn
Yeah.
this up. This, we can't see cigars while we're smoking cigars. I can't see much.
A second, Sacco. Jimmy made a comment about the McChicken. Sacco, the McChicken story was like 3 stories ago. So what? Yeah, what happened?
That's the front row. Napoli Pizza in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Jimmy, it's not personal, Jimmy. It's just business.
KB, I make my own pizzas, man. I don't trust no more. I mean, I can get what I like anywhere.
Hold on a second. Is is KB talking about pizza too? We're on the next. Anybody else? Anybody else want to go to the dome?
They'd be like, me. KB, 10 seconds.
See here. Is this fresh? Not fresh.
I don't know. How's the cigar working now, anyway?
Hold on a second. PG's asking me a question, but PG, we already changed stories. PG. So
Julie. Yeah.
no, KB's still talking about pizza. PG's talking getting edgy. Um, how do I respond to this? Well, first off, PG.
PG, that's a good question, though.
Well, here's the thing. At the time and afterwards, many people accepted Christ, who was a Jew, as the Messiah, and there were people that didn't accept it. So there was a split. The people that accepted it then formed a Christian religion. People that didn't accept it didn't, and that was that. But the point is this, though, PG, you broke the rules. We're talking about this fresh chocha or not fresh chocha, and I'm sorry, PG, you broke the rules. Yeah. and so did who else broke the rules? KB broke the rules. KB, we're done.
Chewy, what it means aerodynamic? Maybe it means like chicken nuggets aerodynamic, McChicken. Oh, by the time you put the other few out, the pigeon's back. Uh,
Oh, PG still talking about
secret weapon. Yeah, yeah.
next to 10.
Makes the 10. The topic is getting sensitive. Crack kills. Not yeah. Slowly and then painfully and then yeah. Don't do it.
That's the end of the news.
Okay. We have a lot of stuff on your neck, dude. On that one.
Just flexing. I was just flexing.
Yeah. Hey, why not, right? You make it look good, I tell you that.
Flex. What about this? So this was in my chiropractic office, right? Richie's Three Chains. PG. I already changed the story. PG. PG. When I say next to 10,
Yeah.
PG. PG. You're a lawbreaker. You're breaking the law.
To understand.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Sacco. I saw this picture in the chiropractic office, but you know, want to know what I really saw in the picture? I only saw this one part.
What else? I knew it. Well, PG off topic again. Look. But can you feel how it's all in caps?
What'd you say?
Saying, what is that, Richie? Eh, that you put in the chocha and make a baby. Uh,
But isn't it funny, Sacco? Like, what if we forgot how to do that? Like a man sits there and he's got that, but he doesn't just got that. He has to want a woman. You know what I'm saying, though? So it's like it's in here. You understand?
yeah, that's a reproductive instincts, I guess.
What I'm saying, Sacco, is you think you have a choice, but most men, minus the small percentage of 451,
Bana, listen, how often you think Adam and Eve had sex?
a lot of children. They had a lot.
There was no Jimmy, so every time
Yeah, and there was a lot. And back then they lived for 1,000 years. Yeah,
they had to create the whole population.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They had
They understood that for pleasure or just making babies, or they did as a pleasure, but they ended up having babies.
a cycle. Every house, every war, every technology, everything we have right now, every memory, it all starts again. It begins with this.
And it continues to go on with this.
Because, women always say, "Oh, we make a baby." You don't make a baby. We give you one. A woman, they wait for this.
About that one guy. The PG was mentioning the Jew on the cross.
He didn't have any kids.
No, but he's born without that.
No, he had that. He was
No. He without using that he was born.
no, because he didn't come here to have children. No,
Dude, how he was born.
yes, he was born sacred. His mother was pregnant by the Spirit.
That's it.
Thing when it comes to that, you either believe it or you don't. But also, he's the only documented person that said, "When I die, I'll be gone for 3 days, and I'm coming back." And it's a historical fact that he came back. So you can believe that or not, but that's a historical fact.
I don't want to go into that deep. I was just one.
I'm just saying though. So I understand his whole story sounds crazy. He walked on water. He healed people. So Sako, if I said I'm gonna shoot myself in the head, and in 3 days I'll be back at the lounge. If I did that, I'd be the greatest cigar channel ever.
No, if you like uh, use a gun with a magazine and try to play a Russian roulette, I'm not going to believe you. You're going to come back in 3 days. But if you know,
No, Sako, because it was
but if it's a revolver, you might come.
saying Sako, it was documented not only by their own people but by the Romans, which the Romans ruled the world. They killed him. They killed him Roman style, crucifixion. And then 3 days later, he came back. Um, can you imagine when he came back? People were like, "What the fuck? What do you think?" People,
Dude, I don't know. It's like sounds like a conspiracy shit to me. I don't know.
well, it is what it is. You don't
Yeah,
have
it
to.
is what it is.
It's your choice not to believe it, and that's fine. We could all.
It's not that I don't believe it. It's just I believe I
That's okay.
I
What, what,
mean,
what I'm
yeah,
saying
I
is,
mean,
a couple of billion people believed it, and they still do. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's all I'm saying is no one
But do you think they just like couple of billion, right? Billion, 10 million, you said?
is in the whole scheme of it.
Yeah. So whoever is in control, you gotta ask those people, not the regular believers. Regular people, they just believe out of their heart. They believe, but
Right.
a lot of them abuse the power and use it.
If you're talking about actual organized religion in the actual physical churches, that's something separate than the original intent. If you're talking, what I'm saying,
Exactly, but the intent is gone, and everything is like Sodom.
our whole society, yeah. But if you go by principles, or the original principles of his teaching was to love one another. What modern churches in our modern world, nobody loves one another. Nobody's kind. Nobody's charity. No one's generous. Everyone is just steal, kill, get whatever you can get. So our whole society.
They do all that shit during the week, and then on the weekend they go to church to be closer to the God.
Yeah, and he
Hey,
talked about
if you want to pray, you don't have to go to church.
no, you
You
don't.
can
No.
pray everywhere.
Yeah, no. The church was supposed to be to help the poor. That was the original church.
Originally, okay, imagine thousands of years ago, the church was only establishment in a village that had books. So people don't have books. People can't read. People are not educated. Only the priest is educated. So what you do, you just go congregate in the church, and then get together and then read. And then the first book was the Bible, obviously. So that's what was available. So then the priest will read the book, and then everybody will be entertained and believe in
The ancient texts, and they even found so many ancient texts from that era, and also
The first light bulb was lit in a church. When the Edison made the light bulb, the first light bulb they lit in a church. Oh, my 20 minutes up. Let me see how my breath coming out. I gotta take the lid out and then see the magic.
yeah. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to loogie.
bread.
False, PG. That's false. Richie does believe in the Immaculate Conception.
I gotta show this to you. I don't know if Uncle Larry is still around. He will understand me. Look at that.
Go oyster.
Yep. It's like $1,000,000. It's magic, bro. See that bread when you're making a bread, it's magic. The way the whole dough thing works.
Nice.
Good night, KB. Good to see you, brother.
Well, Sacco, if you look at the word father, break down the word father. What does it say?
Her.
Fat her. FATHER. The only way to be a father is to get a woman pregnant, and then she becomes a mother. So a father is someone that got her fat, the belly. She had a baby. So a father fat her. He got her belly fat, pregnant. A father got a woman her fat. The belly got fat and made her a father because to be a father means you have a children. Father doesn't mean you have a wife. Father means you had a child with the woman. He got her fat. He got her pregnant.
What are you eating, Richie?
Italian pastry. It's Italian cookie.
Sweet? You're eating chocolate?
I'm celebrating tonight. I mean, I'm not celebrating this. I mean, Taco. Those two grapes look like this. You see? Yeah.
Richie.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, man? It's an illusion.
Well,
You know. Your young years are illusion. And the things that you did and you simply can't do or don't want to do anymore.
I mean, you get older, you run you run out of energy. Or
You start making bread, you start growing tomatoes in your garden.
yeah, I think as you get older, you stop chasing women. You know, if you're single, like it's just.
Yeah, just forget about it, man.
I think it's not that you still don't like women, but you don't. I think the older I get, I realize I can't make or keep them happy, so I just don't care about that anymore. I've tried 15 years of my life. I've had relationships. 5 years, 5 years, and 5 years, and those 15 years, I tried. I thought I thought I was making them happy, and you can't make them happy, but you can't keep them happy. Jewelry, cars, weddings, marriages, children, jobs, money. And in the end, it's just because you wanted to put your cock in the JoJo. That's it. Did you see PG said Richie aged into homosexuality? False. 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 No, I just aged into realizing I don't want to lose my couch again. I don't want to lose my plates. I don't want to lose cars, bank accounts. I don't want any more child support. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying though? I I'm free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying though? I'm free. I have a good credit score. I mind my business, pay my bills. No,
No house, no debt. Well, that's, I mean, look, that's a life like a lot of people like wish to have.
I don't think I'm alive. I think I already died. You know what I'm saying?
What is reality anyway? How do we know this is real? Or
Me.
what is reality?
Well, I officially been dead twice. When I had my 30-minute seizure in Iraq and I was unconscious for 2 days, I thought I died, flat out. Now, here's the thing. How do I know I ever really came back? What if this is just a dream that I survived?
How do you know you're the person that you know? Maybe you're somebody else. Huh?
Oh,
Oh, she slept? Yeah. All right. Good night, guys. Take care. Hi, Richie. That's it.